What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Final Fantasy Entertainment and Podcast Network, Final Fan TV. And today, it is with great honor and great privilege to announce that we have become Final Fantasy VII First Soldier Ambassadors. Joined with me is the Faraga Fighter, Veni. What's up, Veni?
Nothing much. I've been playing Elden Ring a lot lately. I've been having a lot of fun playing that on stream.
You have?
Vincent was there the other day. You got to see me have fun playing that on stream.
Yes, yeah, exactly, dude. And you're just pure joy coming through that. And I'm sorry, I am Daniel, the warrior of hype. Had to introduce that as well. But yeah, dude, I was watching you play the other day, and it's just pure joy because you've been waiting for this game for so long. You can tell that you are enjoying what you were playing, and that I think is what I know is what we're going for with Final Fantasy VII: The First Soldier. We hope to convey that same energy for you, because I was watching Veni the other day play Elden Ring, and I'm not even a Souls guy. I had no interest in getting into Elden Ring because I've already played the other Souls games, and they're not for me. But watching Veni play, watching that excitement, watching that, just the joy of him playing that game, it just made me, it's in the mail. You know that, Veni? It's in the mail. I have it coming in, and that's what we're hoping for you with Final Fantasy VII: The First Soldier, except for the beauty of The First Soldier is it's free. It's free to play. You have a phone, download it. You know what I mean? Let's get it on your phone, and at least give it a try. And what we're going to do is we're going to give you special incentives to do that, right, Vinny? Like, come play with us, play around with us as we're live streaming First Soldier, and maybe with that team environment of playing with me and Vinny, and we're bringing that hype as we do, as the bringers of hype, Vinny. We will be able to get you excited about the game, right? Because a solo experience may not be what you want, but a team experience with FFTV could be like, man, I love this game already. You know what I mean? And I want to keep playing it, and that's what we hope to do. And we're not, like, we're ambassadors of Final Fantasy VII First Soldier, but we're not getting paid. Like, it's not like we have a download limit. You know what I mean? We're not trying to do. We just want you to download it to play it.
And we have brought people to their first wins before as well,
That's
playing
right.
together. So
That's right.
if you want to win, you can come play with us.
That's right, man. I love that. Love that mentality. And of course, I mean, there are matches where I will just completely drag the entire team down. But hey, we're gonna have fun while we do it, okay? There's a lot to talk about with Season 2 coming up, and as ambassadors, we got some info for you. We got some info to share with you, and we're excited to share about what's new in Season 2. So, Vinny, first thing I want to talk to you about is actually the new classes and stuff like that. So I believe you have the document in front of you, Vinny?
I do.
Okay, well, I'm going to bring up a video that will play while you talk over it. So go ahead and introduce the new things.
Okay, so the new class, or the new style that's coming to Season 2 is the Dragoon. It's an offensive style, so like the warrior, that excels when in the air. So as you can see in the video, he's kind of like has like a hang glider. Dragoon has wings. That's his high jump over there. And you see the area of effect kind of like a meteor dive, high jump. So this is going to be similar to like the play styles that you saw people doing with the arrow materia, where you're kind of just like launching in the air and just having, getting yourself some high ground. High ground is very important in games like this. Never give up the high ground.
I have the high ground, Anakin!
So above a certain height, the Dragoon deploys a glider when the jump button is pressed. Pressing the attack button above a certain height causes the Dragoon to perform a high-speed diving attack. So that's what you saw in the video. You also see that the Dragoon can mark its targets. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. The Dragoon has Temporarily increases movement speed, adds MP drain and bleed effects to melee attacks, and recovers some HP when you defeat an enemy candidate. So
Mhm.
it kind of sounds like the Dragoon is a beefed up version of the Warrior with some of the Warrior's um, more advanced skills like recovering HP on on defeats and everything, and then plus the bleeding mechanic. So that damage over time without actually needing to use poison materia is also going to be pretty huge. It looks like the Dragoon is probably going to replace the Warrior. That's just my speculation,
Hmm.
because it looks like the Dragoon just has more mobility,
You mean
damage
in
over
like as
time,
someone's favorite? Like it's not
as
gonna act.
someone's favorite,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Right, right. It's not going to fully replace, like, you can't play Warrior anymore. I just mean all these DPS people who kind of just rush in with the Warrior, get some damage in, and usually kill people.
Mhm.
It looks like the Dragoon is going to have probably the same type of killing power and um, just with more mobility. That high jump is going to be huge. Um, so some of the skills, like what you saw in the video, that red circle around the enemy, that temporarily marks enemies that damage you. Damaging marked enemies decreases their MP. The Dragoon also now sounds like an answer to all of those end game sorcerers
Mm.
that just keep their MP does not deplete at all. They gain MP back from using MP by damaging targets and everything. It looks like the Dragoon is going to be the answer to all of those top tier players who use sorcerer in their end game. Depleting their MP is effectively going to just deplenish their kit and just make them, you know, just another guy with a gun. Um,
That's a dragoon skill, like the first dragoon skill you can choose from. So that
right.
it's yeah, just like the other classes that you have in first soldier, you can choose between different skills. So yeah,
hmm
that definitely sounds like a good answer to the sorcerer for sure.
So next we have some more that kind of lends itself to the Dragoon replacing the Warrior, in my opinion. We have Aerial Wall,
Hmm.
so when airborne, reduces gun damage taken from enemies lower than you. So, you know, First Soldier is pretty cut and dry as far uh, as a battle royale. And like most shooters, if something just launches directly above you, it kind of takes a second or two to really realize what happened. Then you look up, and then so you're doing all of that. The Dragoon is above you, and now you're trying to aim at him, and he's above you. Well, now he takes reduced damage from enemies that are lower than you. So he's an all-around threat. He's gonna close gaps. He's gonna probably jump up, land in the middle of parties, and cause some disruption with that wide swing.
Mm-hmm.
That increases range of consecutive melee attacks. So, you have a team of three, they're hunkered down behind a rock. Maybe you have two people on your team pushing them from one side, and then you have the Dragoon just jump up, glide over, slam down with that jump strike, and then start swinging with the wide swing. He could probably he's a disruptor. He's going in, he's getting in there, he's doing damage. When the focus is on you, now your team gets to push in without having any type of suppressive fire. The Dragoon looks um, pretty overpowered to me.
It's
I
so it's like every time that there's a new job class or anything, like even in like other battle royale games, every time you see it, you're just like, how is this not OP? You know, like, but somehow it always seems to work out a little bit. But dude, this is definitely looking like, oh my god.
Well, and from our recent, adventures of, um, bare bones trying to craft a game,
Mhm.
we play test a lot for Wheel of Final Fantasy,
Right.
and Daniel does so much for Wheel of Final Fantasy, and we come up with ideas and we implement them, and we're like instantly like, all right, this is broken or this is too hard,
Yeah.
and we have to go back to play testing and adjusting and everything. So that's on a macro level. Micro on a worldwide game.
Yeah.
It's sometimes I'm like, how did this make it through playtesting? Now that I know the bare minimum of playtesting, I'm like, how did this make it through playtesting?
Right.
But
And, I mean, they
you know,
have, yeah, and like we're just a team of two, but that first soldier guys, A team, they're definitely making sure this is all balanced, and I think this is going to be really interesting to see. Like you said, warrior became like everybody's go-to class, and now I'm thinking like, this dragoon, obviously everybody's going to go to it to try to get to experience it, what it's all about. I'm just trying to figure out, where do you think the drawbacks are for the dragoon? They didn't list anything like that, so we're just going to have to play it to find out. Once again, season 2 starts on Monday. So just right around the corner, which is really exciting. By the time you're watching this, if you're watching on YouTube, you may be able to download it right now. So that's really cool. But this is a little insight of what's going on there.
right. And as far as drawbacks, I can't really see any, because where you would think like, oh, all he has are offensive skills. Well, in a lot of games like this where you get to choose your hero, a lot of your offensive skills can also be defensive skills as well. That high jump doesn't have to be used for aggression. It could be used for getting out of there.
That's a getaway, dude, for sure.
Right.
For sure. I mean, there's another thing that's coming up soon that we're going to talk about, is the teleport item or materia. Right. That's another getaway.
So let's move on to materia then.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Sorry about that. So yeah, we'll go over to teleport then. Oh wait, did we cover everything with Dragoon? Yes, we did.
I believe so.
All right, so let's take a look at the teleport materia here. So I'm going to play a video for you for the teleport. Get that going. Yeah, and so I'll go ahead and take care of the teleport, Vinny. So with the new materia here that we got is called teleport. And it's pretty much self-explanatory here, as you could imagine. You place a portal, though, and you'll instantly warp to that place. Now, other players can also use this portal as well, making it a new tool for ambushes and retreat strategies. So, as you can see, though, it looks like you don't... It's not like, say, an Apex where you're playing as Wraith and you place one portal at one end and then you run and place it at the other end. This one looks like you throw it like it's a regular materia, and that's where the exit spawn is going to be, and then the entry spawn is going to be right in front of you. You can see it right here on the screen. So that's pretty cool, man. This is going to be a great way to, say, get up on high places, like on top of that church there. Boom. You get up there, and then you can just ambush this team. We're talking third parties. It's going to be crazy. You got to watch out for this stuff. But once again, other players can use your portals or your teleport, so it's going to be something to take into consideration. So what are your thoughts on teleport, Vinny?
Just basically kind of like what you said with Wraith, except that it looks like it's a one-way. So as you can see from the video, you go in one way, you cannot go back through. You cannot go back through the other way. So it is a one-way street. It looks like you can probably set up traps with this, and also this looks like it'd be good for how I used Wraith mostly in Apex is revives. If you have a teammate who's down and you throw that teleport on a teammate who is crawling away, if your teammate who's down is allowed to go through the teleporter, you could teleport them safely to someplace you could pick them up. Also, you could set up traps. You set up a teleporter near your teammates who are out of view. You're running away from an enemy, you teleport through, they teleport to follow you, and now it's a 1v3.
Dude, that was a really good thing you pointed out too that I didn't notice before this, is it is a one-way street. So it does give you that opportunity, or not, I guess opportunity, it gives you the balance of like, you're not going to be able to just pop a teleport, jump in there, do your ambush, and then get the heck out of there.
Right, you're committed.
You're committed to it, which is... That's very... I like the balance there. I do like the balance of that.
With, everything coming in Season 2, if you have a Dragoon on your class and somebody with teleport, you can have one person teleport in, and then as they're distracted on you teleporting, your Dragoon is slamming down on them. There's a lot of mobility between teleport and Dragoon.
Yeah.
So
to lure them in. Oh, man. Yeah.
If you're in an area and you teleport in, you can basically get all those people to rush you, and then now that AoE effect of that jump slam that the Dragoon has is now going to probably hit all three of their teammates.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, Vinny, real quick though, this is we're gonna like a brief detour here. Does Final Fantasy VII, the original, have teleport ability like materia? I don't think it did. Because what's interesting is that like it just kind of feels like they introduced this. I know it's a gameplay mechanic, but it's like they introduced a new materia. You know,
it had warp, didn't it?
It had
where
warp.
you couldn't you warp to the end of the entrance of a dungeon? Didn't Final Fantasy VII have that? I'm not gonna lie.
I'm
With
not
Final
sure.
Fantasy VII original, I if it didn't have, I think teleport actually was in Final Fantasy VII original. I think it was a you can flee the battle
Okay.
safely. I think.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
There's an ability called warp. I just looked it up. Teleport was not in original Final Fantasy VII, but warp was. And warp is an exit materia. It's called the exit materia.
right.
Includes the spell to remove that eliminates all enemies in the battle. So basically, yeah, to get out of there.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Well,
that's kind of cool.
it should have called it warp then.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause
or
you
exit or
warp
something. Or warp,
or
yeah,
exit.
yeah. But I just thought that was interesting because it's like, they're introducing a new element. You know, remake part 2 maybe. Um, but anyway, so
Right?
we'll get back to it, man. Because you know what's exciting is that we've already talked about Dragoon. We've talked about teleport materia, so the Dragoon class, the teleport materia, and now let's talk about Veni. Let's talk about the new summon. Because what's really freaking cool about this summon is you get to play as Bahamut,
Right. And
which is insane.
I've
Here we
been
go.
asking about Bahamut since season 1 because I know I saw Bahamut in the trailer and I was like, when's he coming? But now we have Bahamut. Did you want me to take Bahamut?
Go ahead, Vinny. Yeah.
All right. So, Bahamut. So the way you get this summon is you have to defeat Bahamut in order to obtain his summoning materia. And I don't know if it's been in the video yet, but
Yep.
Bahamut battles begin when he descends upon specified locations in the field. The picture we have, it looks like there's a bunch of these blue crystal shards coming out of the ground. It looks like that's where Bahamut's going to descend, or if he's not there yet, maybe that's where you hang out and you wait for him to come. That might be a strategy, like
It
you
reminds
know.
me of like the anomaly, right? Like so when Cloud was
Mhm.
there, I imagine it's gonna be like that. Like it's gonna say
Like an
something
announcement.
like Bahamut descends or something at this location, and it'll show up on your map, is what I'm assuming, just like
Hmm.
the anomaly did. And then you go in there, and you got to fight. I mean, Cloud was no joke either, fighting him. So I
Right.
guess, I mean, if you get Bahamut, you earned it. But
Right.
yeah,
And so when you defeat Bahamut, you get his summon materia. So you use Bahamut's summoning materia to transform into Bahamut. You get to like the Dragoon, you get to fly above the training field and unleash attacks, including Mega Flare. Now the difference that you can see between the Dragoon and Bahamut is Bahamut can stay in the air. He's not,
yeah.
just gliding around, slowly coming back down. Bahamut is actually just straight flying. He's not hovering. You don't slowly descend. Um, you see a list of Bahamut's skills. He has Dive Bomb, which you just saw. You're seeing Mega Flare right now, and you have Flare Breath and Spin Attack. These are three things that Bahamut can do while you're flying around. And then Bahamut's skill number 2 is Mega Flare, which I'm assuming is what you're going to use towards the end of the duration. Um, the fact that Bahamut can fly around looks like this is going to be a team killer. Like he's going to fly around and just hunt for enemy teams. Now, one thing I can see having good on your team, a good team comp I'm seeing right now is probably Sorcerer, Dragoon, Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
You have somebody pick up Bahamut materia, you have a Ranger running around, scanning. Ranger scans a team of 3, Bahamut just swoops in, kills them, and you continue on.
Yeah, and this is going to also like introduce. I mean, like it was there before with all the really high mountains that you can get to and stuff, but now it's even going to like keep your eye on the sky type thing. You got Dragoons flying around or gliding around. You got Bahamut potentially flying around, aerial strikes. So this is going to be Yeah, it's a verticality thing. Like you have to keep your eye on the sky to make sure there's no Dragoon trying to get the jump on you. Literally, pun intended. You know, so it looks insane watching that B-roll footage like of Bahamut just flying around and like basically adding aerial combat. Yeah,
basically helicopters from Warzone.
Exactly.
You gotta watch out.
If only we could mount Bahamut. Like if you transformed into Bahamut and I could just ride Bahamut. Got it.
Right. You basically
as ambassadors, we'll put that word in.
Yeah, right. No. With Bahamut looking very again overpowered. I'm assuming the fight against him is going to be difficult as well.
God, yeah.
Especially with the balances that they made to Chocobos in the previous season, where Chocobos do less damage to enemy monsters. Attacking depletes their stamina immensely. It doesn't look like you're going to be able to just rush in with a Chocobo, plink him with 3 people, and just, Chocobo kick him down, and then you have Bahamut. It looks like you're going to actually have to fight him, and then this is a battle royale. You're fighting Bahamut, but your goal is to kill other players. So you're probably going to get third-partied while you're trying to fight Bahamut. So being the first team there might not be the best strategy. The best strategy might be to wait for another team to get him low, and then you kill that team and kill Bahamut.
Yeah, I felt bad, right? Speaking of being not the first people there, during the Final Fantasy VII collaboration event, I feel terrible. My wife was like, "This is gonna come back and haunt you," but I was just like, I let somebody just wear down the freaking scorpion, and then I just came in.
Oh, don't worry.
Thanks a lot. I'll take it from here.
Whenever I would play solo and go after the scorpion tank, I would there'd be nobody around, right?
Yeah.
I'd be fighting the scorpion tank by myself. I get the thing down one shot, and then out of nowhere, there's 8 people just all shooting at me at the same time. I'm like, oh my god, why didn't nobody help me?
That's how it's going to be with Bahamut, man. It's going to get a lot of quick eliminations too, because people are going to want to play as Bahamut, especially seeing how powerful this summon looks. No, with that being said, I'm hoping that, and this is, who knows, this is speculation, but I would love to see other summons that were previous summons like Ifrit and Shiva to be able to play as them too. Because that'd be really cool to go, to stomp around the battlefield as a Ifrit, you know what I mean? So I think it would be cool to be able to kind of retrograde like those things, to bring them into, like, be able to play as Ifrit, be able to play as Shiva. That would be cool. But for now, I'm just really grateful and excited for Bahamut to be able to play as that. Now, with Bahamut comes, we have Bahamut chests, Veni. Like, so there's going to be Bahamut chests scattered throughout the world here. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to that so you can see what they look like. So inside of Bahamut chests, you see items, brand new weapons, right? You have the Infernal Cannon and the Flare Thrower. So these are 2 powerful weapons that you can find at Bahamut chests. And then I will switch over to this one. Here's the Infernal Cannon. Now, we do have a B-roll footage for you to show you of what that looks like. If you want to take it away, Veni.
1 second. Do you want to do that one?
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. So, as you can see, it gives you this wide area, wide target reticle. And if anything's in there, it fires homing lasers. So as you can see, when you were fighting the drakes there, it was locking on, doing about 45 each, that's no joke. That's really good. And then when it hits one target, it looked like it went up to about 90. So 45 damage each shot there, spread across. It looks like it's probably spreading across the different targets. So if you're shooting at 3, then I believe it's going to be divided into another third there, but or into thirds. But you can also hold down the fire button and fire a single beam, just like you're seeing here against this cutter, and that's going to be super powerful. I didn't see any numbers, damage indicators pop up there for how powerful that beam is going to be, but you have to charge it up before you shoot it. And yeah, That looks really cool, very cool. That you hold down the fire button to charge up a single beam. All right, and then we'll go over to the flare thrower. So the flare thrower is what you would assume it's the flamethrower, basically. It's a flamethrower that deals continuous damage, extremely effective at close range. Now look at him right here, dude. Okay, right there, 55, 60, all the way up to 110. Quick damage there, so you don't want to get in close proximity of somebody with a flamethrower. So watch this right here one more time. Look at that. It goes from 24 to 110 in like 0.5 seconds. You know, I'm saying, get out of there. Don't stand in the way of a flamethrower. It doesn't look like it's got much reach to it, other than that. So, what are your thoughts on these two new items that you can find in Bahamut chests? I don't know how rare they're going to be either. You know, hopefully pretty rare, because from what we're seeing, they look really powerful.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the damage compared to how fast the ammunition is depleting on the flare thrower, and it looks pretty balanced. I mean, it drops pretty quickly, but it also has a very, very short time to kill. It looks like with a skilled hand, you could probably get 5 or 6 kills out of this flare thrower.
Yeah.
But that person's also standing still, that they were killing, so it's
you're fighting hedgehog pies here too. Like easy prey.
Right. This flare thrower, I feel like, would be a huge threat for mouse and keyboard.
Ooh, yeah.
Being able to stay on target like that would be huge for mouse and keyboard, or for people who play First Soldier with the touch controls on their phone. Using the option for drag the reticle instead of having it fixed or auto fire. The drag reticle, I think, would lend itself very well to the flare thrower. So we're probably going to see this being used more than the charge cannon, the infernal cannon.
Yeah.
Because this allows probably people who are using touch controls a better option for time to kill weapons.
Yeah. Another thing I did notice on that footage that we showed, it did look like the spread is pretty narrow, right? So like you kind of have to make sure you're maintaining, and as you said, you pointed out, looked like that enemy was just kind of standing still. That candidate was just standing still, taking it. But on the move, jumping around and stuff, it looks like it's going to be like hard to make that spread hit. And it's got to be a continuous damage for it to be actually like super effective like that, to go all the way up to 110 in no time. Because it looked like once you miss and you come back, it looks like it kind of just reset the damage count. So you'd probably be hitting like 24, you know, like if you're not like nailing it the entire time. So that is something to maybe take in consideration when we actually get our hands on it. Maybe we'll see that be a thing.
This would be a really good weapon for people who are sniping and they're just standing still. You could kind of run up to them, switch to the flamethrower or the flare thrower, and then just get them down real quick and then move on. Instead of having to, worry about, like, if I damage this person first, if I don't have very fast time to kill, they could get away from me. It's happened before. This isn't Dark Souls where you can backstab somebody and just take out all of their health. They do have the option to. Some people are just very, very quick, and it's like they'll be focused on one thing, but in the back of their mind, they're like, the second I take damage, I'm gonna drop arrow and jump away. Like they get out of there. So some people are just really quick with thinking like that.
Good Lord. I wonder if arrow in combination with Dragoon, just like thinking of it now, like I wonder if you can hit the arrow and then you're like already higher, high enough in the sky. And,
hit the ceiling?
Yeah, just like you hit the play area, it's over. You're dropping again. No, but like, so we can also take a look at something that's pretty interesting coming in Season 2 as well, and that's alternate skins. So alternate skins for things that you already possess, right? So I already have, a few, like I have the Cloud outfit. For this one in particular, it's your base outfit, but they added this thing. It looks like ember, or it's burning. You can see here. I think my mouse shows up. No, it doesn't. Okay. So yeah, you can see it burning on the pocket there. You can see it on the chest. It's just a new effect on clothes or outfits that you already own. You can even see that he's missing a boot. So what I'm curious about here, and we don't have any information on, is I'm assuming this kind of stuff will be found in the battle pass. I'm assuming this kind of stuff will be, like you buy it from the shop or something. I'm hoping that it takes a little bit of like what Apex is doing with their alternate skins, right? Where you can get them and they're pretty easy to acquire through like in-game, like you get in-game currency through it. And they're pretty easy to like just pick the ones you want to buy, right? So that's important to me, is that being able to see like if there's a yellow outfit, a yellow alternate cloud outfit, I want that. I don't want to have to roll for it, right? I want to be able to just pick and choose and hopefully not spend a ton of money on something that I already own just to get a different view of it or a look of it. So I'm hoping that that's the way it's done. We'll have to find out when Season 2 begins, if this launches with Season 2. I'm assuming it will. And we'll have to see how that goes. I want to make sure, I would love to see this be something that is obtainable for anybody playing the game.
And these kind of things are exactly what we were talking about that we wanted to see in the Battle Pass from Season 1, other than all of these Chocobo feeding items.
That's right.
So it looks like this is perfect for Battle Pass filler space instead of those Chocobo breeding items. Which, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you get plenty of those from the secret boxes in game anyway. So, it'd be nice to see things like alternate skins, dive trails, and some more background music.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's, well, I don't know if like new background music is coming up, but I mean we do have something on music that we can show. One more thing, like you made a really good point. So like on Season 1 of the Season Pass, they had you earn shards by playing the game, and then you can turn them in and unlock like Moogle. It was all about Moogle last season. Using the shards, and you can get like a Moogle head and all this other stuff that you don't need to spend actual currency on, like actual real money. Like you're spending the in-game currency on, or in-game items that you find. And maybe that's the route they go with this, where you can pick and choose like that using the shards that you collect. That would be cool. But we're just speculating at this point. We have no information on that. And then we can go over to. Yeah, here's what I was talking about earlier. I have Cloud's outfit, right? Well, now they're introducing the Bahamut style of Cloud's first class outfit.
Right, and purple is my favorite color.
Oh my god,
this is that's amazing for me.
This is all you, man. You're getting this.
Right. I'm spending money on that. Okay.
Yeah, that's epic. Yeah, so. We're not just talking base outfits, right? We're not talking about the candidate outfits. It's called the toasted candidate outfit. It looks like we're talking even legendary outfits like Cloud's first class outfit being Bahamut styled. That's cool, dude.
I might actually have to rock the toasted candidate outfit, because that's exactly what my gear looks like after House Fires.
I mean, you are the fire fighter, so
right.
It makes sense. So that's cool, man. I like that. I like it. Cool stuff there. So we don't know any more about it though, so we can't really comment on how you obtain these items, but they're there, and that's going to be cool. So here we go. You get randomized background music to add on to everything. So hopefully they add more music to the thing that you can unlock, because I love listening to those jukebox musics. And then we can go on. Oh, we also get our first look at the Season 2 right there, the Season 2 emblem. That's pretty cool. And we'll go over to voice customization. Now this is something that was in the settings since day one, and it was always like, hey, customize what you want your dude to say, or gal. But for me, it was like, customize what you want your dude to say. And I was like, there's only one option. It's Keanu Reeves. Nice.
Monsters.
Monsters. So yeah, now you get options on what you want, your character to sound like. So that's cool. Use any voice lines you've unlocked with Gil. So this is stuff that you earn within the game. That's that in-game currency, right? So Gil, and you'll be able to unlock voice customizations. That's cool. I like that they're utilizing in-game currency for these kind of things. Hopefully the same thing with the outfits. Did they say anything about that? I don't think they did. No.
I don't think so.
No. Okay. All right. So we move on, and that's it. That's it. Top secret. Top secret.
So I just wanted to point out. So Vincent Graymore in chat had sounds like a pretty sound strategy.
Mm-hmm.
You can use arrow to counter teleport. You can disrupt the teleporting enemy by dropping arrow on their exit portal. So they go through and they're not expecting to get launched in the air, right? I also want to say, Vincent Graymore started off the stream saying he's not that interested in the First Soldier, but look at him coming up with some pretty solid strategies.
So I'm talking about Vincent Graymore. Why don't you come and jump onto our stream, be a teammate of FFTV, and see what happens. If we do that, Vincent Graymore will be the first. It's like the initiative. You know what I mean? We'll be showing the A team, the Square Enix, the developers of First Soldier, that they got us as ambassadors, not only just to hype and bring the hype as we do, but also we're gonna recruit. We're recruiting candidates, and Vincent Graymore is gonna be our first one.
Right.
I believe.
At the very least, he's going to be the FFTV strategist with these strategies he's got.
That's true. Yeah, that was a very good. Strategy there. I like that. It's really.
I didn't even think of that.
Seems like there's going to be a lot of combinations here, man. I do like that. That's cool.
And I'm also excited to see, because, I'll say this now, with any multiplayer video game, there's always the rush to see what is meta and how you can break the game. I'm really curious to see the very unique ways that the developers probably didn't even think that people are going to use their new content. I'm very curious to see how people use the Dragoon abilities, Bahamut summon. Bahamut is a killing machine, it looks like.
It does look pretty brutal.
But Bahamut is also your eye in the sky. Bahamut can tell his teammates what's going on, where it's happening,
honestly, same with Dragoon a little bit, right?
Right.
So it's like, hold on, I'll be right back. Let me take a look. Let's just hop up there real quick, see what's going on.
Right. So I'm curious to see the unique ways people are going to use these this new content, this new material, and how they're going to think outside of the box to implement it into their strategy or make it fit their play style.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm saying, me personally, I'm predicting the meta team comp is going to be Ranger, Dragoon, Sorcerer, and probably replace Ranger with Ninja on some team comps. But I'm thinking Ranger, Dragoon, and Sorcerer.
Which is interesting because you just excluded Warrior, right? And this was what becoming the meta, and Sorcerer. Well, you said Sorcerer, but that's it's cool to throw in this new job. I'm really excited to see what happens. Like you said, we're gonna have so many people finding out things that developers don't know or didn't even think of. So you hit the nail right on the head there, Vinny, and I believe that's where we're going to go ahead and end the conversation on this overview of Season 2. So hopefully through watching us talk about all the new stuff that you can expect, maybe you download it, get it ready for Monday, the 28th, and join us for some First Soldier action, because we're going to be streaming more often as ambassadors of this game. We're gonna be shooting for the big time, man. We want to get their attention. We want them to know they made the right choice with Final Fan TV.